Joyce. Alright, this is a fucking well-oiled machine, everybody. This is exciting. It's really cool to be here, guys. As hard as it is to believe, based on what the fuck has happened over the course of this fucking evening, it was a really friendly atmosphere backstage with everybody. It really was. We were all, everybody up there was pulling out their phones and showing off pictures of their kids. Even Gilbert Gottfriend pulled out his phone and showed me pictures of everybody's kids. Brutis, the Barber, Beefcake, great job, man. Brutis is here. Yeah, now guys, obviously that is not Brutus's real name. It's a dumb stage name he uses for show business. And if you don't believe me, just ask his parents, Dr. and Mrs. the Barber Beefcakeowitz. He's been so many characters over the course of his career. First he was Brutus Beefcake, then the Butcher, then Brutus the Barber Beefcake, then the Zodiac, the Disciple, and more recently in later years he's gone by Brutus the cocaine-addicted toll booth collector Beefcake, Brutus the discreet Craigslist cock taster Beefcake, and of course, as we all know him now, Brutus the failure Beefcake. Is he coming at me? He really did wrestle under the name Zodiac. Coincidentally, Gilbert Gottfriend taunted newspapers with riddles about couples he murdered under the same name. Brutus got the shit kicked out of him once while parasailing, which is crazy, because I had no idea parasailing was fake. He has over 8 metal plates in his face. In fact, he's not even allowed through airport security because he can't afford a plane ticket. Brutus caused an anthrax scare when he left a bag of cocaine in the Boston subway toll booth where he worked. The Iron Sheik also caused an anthrax scare because look at him. Brutus, are you having a good time? Well, tell the welders who reconstructed your face. Mike Lawrence is here. Mike, I gotta ask, does the carpet match the drapes? And by that I mean, is your dick also a termite sanctuary? Spencer Rice is here. Spencer from Kenny and Spenny. Spencer, according to his bio, Spencer's first experience with show business was on the set of the hit TV show Dallas because his mom was hooking up with one of the actors at the time. And I think that that is neat, that while Spencer was getting his first taste of show business, his mom was getting her first mouthful of it. Kenny versus Spenny is a misleading premise, because usually when anyone watches a two-person competition, they only expect to see one loser. Gilbert Gottfriend is here. Gilbert is 58 years old, and when I found that out, I was amazed, because I gotta tell you, Gilbert, you don't look 58, you look like a child murderer. The fact is, though, you can't call Gilbert a registered sex offender, because he's too cheap to pay the registration fee. Gilbert is so cheap, after he drives children into remote areas with his van, he makes them chip in for gas. But it makes sense that Gilbert is here to roast the Iron Sheik. In fact, they have a lot in common. For example, the Iron Sheik spends a lot of time with children dying in the hospital, and Gilbert spends a lot of time with children dying in his woodshed. The Iron Sheik has an entire line of action figures. I gave a few to Gilbert in the hopes that he might start collecting something other than hookers' driver's licenses. And now on to the man of the hour, Yasser Arafati. Sheik, you look so uncomfortable up here, you would think you were sitting next to yourself on a plane. Look, everybody, I'm kidding. The Sheik obviously is not a terrorist. I mean, what does he have to gain, you know? 72 virgins, big deal. Back in the Sheik's heyday, he spent every night in an arena surrounded by 35,000 virgins. When he became a heel in the wrestling world, he grew a giant handlebar mustache. Before that, he used to just borrow his sister's. Jesus, look at you with that handlebar mustache and that turban. You look like you're about to hijack the plane built by the Wright brothers. The Sheik is a washed-up drunk. You'd think if you looked that much like a genie, you'd try to avoid spending the last 20 years in a bottle. You look like an anti-Semitic walrus. Unlike most Sheiks, he doesn't own a pet falcon. But he does have a parrot that shouts in broken English that the Holocaust didn't happen. I'm sorry, Gilbert, that's probably upsetting to you, you know, because one time you played a parrot and survived the Holocaust. You were in a film with Corey Feldman and Daniel Baldwin, Sheik. That was a more uncomfortable movie-watching experience than whatever was playing on United Flight 93. If you think it's hard to understand the Iron Sheik in person, imagine what it's like over the phone. I have no idea how the FBI does it. The Sheik is terrible at English, probably because anytime anyone's ever tried to give him Rosetta Stones, he immediately throws them at adulterous women and gay kids. The Sheik was the coach of the US team for the ill-fated '72 Munich Olympics. The bad news is that an American he lost, but as an Arab he won. 9 Jews died. Read a book. What the fuck, everybody? Jesus Christ. He was a bodyguard for the Shah of Iran, as was mentioned. I guess that was in case someone tried to assassinate the Shah with a folding chair. But the Sheik's life has been no picnic. Don't be fooled by that fucking blanket on his head. You have no idea how hard it's been for him. You know, can you imagine every time he walks into a Pizza Hut, the waiter tries to set his head for a party of 4? The Sheik is more popular now than ever. Last season, they considered casting the Sheik on Dancing with the Stars, but they were afraid when the female judge cast her vote, he'd cut her head off. Sheik, someday your tweets would make a great book for your coffee table. I'm sorry, I just realized I don't think Muslims drink coffee, so just go ahead and put it on the table you do cocaine off of. The Iron Sheik is like Dora the Explorer, because he's a fake character, he has an adorable accent, and because all of his fans still live with their parents. Sheik, you've been bragging about winning a heavyweight championship forever. You won because that's what the script said had to happen. You don't see Darth Vader wagging his dick for the last 30 years for winning Empire Strikes Back. Pro wrestling has all the redeeming value of child porn, except in child porn, the fighting is real. But seriously, guys, I do want to say thanks for having me. This has been a fucking goddamn disaster, this entire show, but whatever. It's alright. I really do admire the Sheik. The Iron Sheik is a great man. In his home country of Iran, he's a national hero. After winning medals and coaching the Olympics and becoming a worldwide wrestling icon, the Iranian government held a huge state banquet for him a number of years ago. And the highlight of that evening was when his wonderful 89-year-old mother got up to the podium and she read a beautiful poem about pursuing your dreams. And after she was done reading that heartfelt poem, every proud Iranian in that room stood up and beat her to death for reading. Thank you.